Hey everybody, it's Chase with American Vintage Adventures again, and today we are here to get pumped up for Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. We are going to go over all 10 houses and take a look at the ones I am the most excited for, and maybe the ones that's going to take a little bit of convincing. So come with me, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so we have our 10 houses. We've had them for a little bit now, and I am getting ready to go down in, at the time of this recording, a little less than 3 weeks. I'm going to be there in early September, not opening weekend, but the next week, so it's coming. And of course, I'll have all of my Halloween Horror Nights content. I'm going to try to work on a little retrospective with some of the history of Halloween Horror Nights and try to get that up before everything gets started in full swing before I head down. But I did want to take a look at the houses because I definitely have some thoughts, and there's some stuff that's kind of out there this year that's a little bit different. And same with the Scarezones. And we are still this late in the game waiting on the food. I was hoping to have that to talk to you about, but I'm really psyched and really ready to talk about these houses because I haven't had a chance to talk with you about them. So I'm going to kind of look at these, but I'm going to rank them. We're going to start at the bottom from what I'm like right now, like the least hyped up, the least excited about going to see. Now I'm going to see them all, and you never can tell. Like last year, the Yeti house became one of my favorite houses. You just never know how it's going to shake out, but there are definitely those that you are excited to see right off the bat, and let's get to it. So for me, at the bottom of this list, I think it's pretty easy when it came out because it just feels odd to me. And I'm talking about the Triplets of Terror. There's some rumor out there that this was originally an IP, that this was going to be an intellectual property, like something based off of a movie. And then sort of midstream, they lost the rights to the IP and it had to get changed. Maybe this could have, some rumors out there, this could have been The Strangers, which would make sense. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I've heard that rumor. That would make sense considering that's in Hollywood. But it just seems like this sort of weird kind of generic slasher house. It says, you're invited to the Barney triplets' birthday celebration, but their kind of party involves recreating the murders of their entire family. So see, to me, this sounds like some weird mix of Strangers, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't even know what. The graphic itself just shows it looks like three people in like bunny type costumes. It's kind of weird, and that doesn't mean that it won't be good. It just kind of has like sort of a nebulous, like out there, can't put my finger on it vibe. So it comes in at number 10. It's the lowest on the list for me. And then I think I'm probably going to surprise you with a couple on my list here because next up on mine is A Quiet Place. I know. It comes in at 9 for me. I have never seen any of these movies. I have not seen them. I'm not really like super psyched about it. It's kind of odd how a quiet house would work. A house, because these houses thrive on being loud and scares and noises, and people coming through aren't necessarily going to be quiet. So, and this may work beautifully. It may be completely awesome. It's just, I was like, it's not a big thing. It says silence is survival. Make a sound and you won't last long. Monstrous creatures will hunt you down as the world of the first two films comes to terrifying life. So it does sound like it's going to be a quiet house, and you're supposed to try to be quiet going through it. Maybe if you make noise, more stuff comes out. But if people figure that out, you are definitely going to go through the line with people who are purposely trying to make noise just to get more stuff to come out. So I just don't, I don't know how well that's going to work. I just don't see it. That don't mean it won't be great, but like If the goal is to stay quiet or stuff happens, you are definitely going to get people purposely making noise and kind of ruin the point. But we'll see. It comes in at number 9 for me. All right, coming in at number 8 for me is Goblin's Feast. I don't know why, but I just keep picturing, even though it's a goblin, I keep picturing like Mean Shrek. And I don't know why. Because like on the sign, there's like these big green looking goblin / ogre hands or something. But it says, they'll feast on your flesh. Enter a goblin village where a feast is being prepared for goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, and witches, and you're the main course. So this sounds like maybe like a creepy fairy tale thing. If it kind of goes into that, that would be fun and cool. I'm kind of intrigued for this one. So I wouldn't say I'm not excited. I'm more intrigued to see how this one's going to play out. So it's just kind of up in the air. It comes in at number 8 for me. All right, coming in at number 7. It's going to be another shocker. It's Insidious the Further. Again, now I have seen the first Insidious movie. It's been a long time. If you guys don't know, if you haven't been following me a long time, I make horror movies. I have done that for a living for a long time. I have another channel, AVA Pop Culture, where I talk about movies, review movies, and movies on physical media, all that kind of stuff. So I'm all about the movies. I just haven't seen this one. I've seen the first one, but it's been a long time. It says, it's not the house that's haunted. You are. Enter the further as demons try to ensnare you. The red-faced demon will lure you into his lair. Keyface will unlock your fears and more. So, I mean, I think it's going to probably be cool. That red demon's iconic. He's creepy anytime you see that scene where he steps out from behind the guy and the red-faced demon is there. These are just not IPs that I'm like all into. It's not like, last year where it's like, oh man, we got Stranger Things or whatever. Or this year, even with Ghostbusters. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, so spoiler alert for later. But I'm intrigued. But it's not really if I'm prioritizing on the night, it's not going to come in the top half of my priorities to start with, which might make me a lucky person because it's probably going to be very, very popular. All right, next up on my list is Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America. Now, this is a house that existed last year, that just happened last year in Hollywood. I did not go to that house, but it was there. And I saw a lot of the walkthroughs because just like you guys, I'm a fan. I don't just do vlogs. I enjoy watching them and everything. So I saw a lot of the walkthrough, and it's going to be very similar to that. Now, walking through it yourself is completely different, but you kind of know what to expect. It's kind of just been done, so it loses a little flair for me. It says, with La Muerte as your guide, try to survive the night with 3 terrifying legends that I can't pronounce at all. But there are 3 monsters in there, and you're trying to survive. Like I said, it just happened last year, so it's kind of like, are we getting a retread here? Even though it was in Hollywood, not here. But a lot of us, I mean, it's just a different day and age. We see these walkthroughs, so you kind of, maybe you've already seen it all. So that's why it doesn't come in a little higher. All right. Next up on my list, we are halfway through, right? Triplets of Terror at the bottom. Then A Quiet Place. Then Goblin Feast. Then Insidious. And then Monstros. So now we are in my top 5. And coming in at 5 is Major Sweets Candy Factory. They've got a killer sweet tooth. You are chaperoning a field trip to a candy factory when the free samples transform the kids into candy-coated killers. Okay. I can't look at this and think of that explanation of the house without thinking, this is evil Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory right here. That's what this is. This is, I mean, they're on a field trip basically through a chocolate factory. That's what this is. And I think it's going to be super cool because I actually always found that movie creepy to start with. So I am down to see this. Plus, the rumor is it's like set in the 50s on the inside, and that's super cool to me. Vintage vibes with all that. I'm totally down. Definitely in my top 5. I'm looking forward to it. I'm guessing there's going to be some good smells in there. I just think it's going to be a fun, good time. All right. Coming in at number 4, we have, we're already down to only 4 left. How about that? Coming in at number 4 is Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. All female, all fearless, all fatal. Get caught in an epic battle as Saskia, however they want to say it, Van Helsing and the Bride of Frankenstein go up against Dracula's daughter and her monstrous mavens. So we're turning the monsters, Universal Monsters this year, and they've said now, as of today, they confirmed that this will not connect to Epic Universe and Darkmoor. It will not connect. It connects to past Universal Halloween Horror Nights Universal Monster Houses. So doesn't connect to the new Epic Universe coming out at all. That was confirmed today. So you basically, this is going to be a female monster house. You have basically Van Helsing's daughter here and the Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula's daughter. So it's a lot of daughters, a lot of continual fighting bloodline. I don't really know like why we're zeroing in on the all female, all fearless, all fatal. We're doing all female. They made a big deal out of that with Sinister and Surreal, the 2 icons this year. You have an all female monster scare zone. I don't know I don't know how that vibe, like why all the female stuff ties into the vibe they were going to this year. But I mean, I am interested in seeing the house. I love Universal Monsters. All right, coming in, now we're to my top 3, and this is where I kind of keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But coming in at number 3 for me is the Museum of Deadly Exhibits. This relic will leave you in ruins. A folklore museum newest exhibit, the Rotting Stone, has released an evil spirit that decays everything, and it's coming for you. Okay, so I just keep calling this one Haunted Night at the Museum, even though that's a Disney movie, because that's what I think of. I also used to teach history. This is right up my alley. Horror, history, museum. Who knows what we might see in there? I am super excited for the possibilities of a haunted museum. Get the heck out of here. That's going to be super cool, super fun. It comes in at number 3, the Museum of Deadly Exhibits. All right, that leaves 2 spots for me. And coming in at number 2 is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. He'll chill you to the bone. An ancient artifact has released a chilling new entity, Garaka. He'll stop you cold. Only the Ghostbusters can keep you from getting iced. Listen, I am a massive Ghostbusters fan. You can kind of see right over here. I've got the light. I got the Ghostbusters light. I am a huge Ghostbusters fan. I am an 80s kid. I absolutely just love Ghostbusters. Even the movies, if you think they're not great, they brought those original cast back. The staying power, the iconic power of Ghostbusters in the 80s, just like that 80s tribute store looks like it's going to stay open at Universal because of the nostalgia in all of that, and because people are into that, and it has so much staying power. And Ghostbusters is no different for me. The minute you say Ghostbusters, I am 100% in. It could be number 1. These top 3, I am so excited for. But Ghostbusters Frozen Empire House comes in at number 2. And that leaves just one, and it was the first one they announced this year, Slaughter Cinema 2. Get ready for the final cut. It's time for another horror movie marathon at the Cary Drive-In. Scream through the scenes of creature features, grindhouse gore, and more. So listen, this is right up my alley. I mentioned how I'm a horror filmmaker. I talk movie reviews, horror films, all kinds of movies. It doesn't matter. I am super into movies. And definitely like old school kind of like schlocky stuff that's fun. I grew up going to the drive-in and seeing a lot of these B horror movies at the drive-in. I am super excited for this. I'm hearing there's like 5 or 6 rooms as you're going through this drive-in, you're going through the theater, and each room is going to be presented with a different poster. So it's like you're going into a different movie each time. That is super cool. I mean, you have movie theater vibes, drive-in vibes, horror movie vibes, old school B kind of horror movie vibes, everything that I am into 100%. I am super excited for it. Like I said, these top 3 are just, I mean, it's like somebody made them for me. So I am super excited for those. And then 4 and 5, right in my wheelhouse too. So I've got 5 houses that I am absolutely pumped to see. And then I have others that I get to explore and not really know so much about and learn about and enjoy. And I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. It is getting to be so close. And I just, it's like, it's here. I can't believe it's here already. I want to talk about the Scarezones real quick. The Enter the Blumhouse was the last one to be confirmed. My kids were hoping for some Five Nights at Freddy's magic going on here. Doesn't look like we're going to get that, but one of the Scarezones is going to have multiple different characters from Blumhouse. You're going to get the Duality of Fear Scarezone. As soon as you enter the gates of Halloween horror, you must choose a path: sinister for visceral horror, or surreal for other unearthly horror. So you're going to follow basically like 2 icons, sinister or surreal, and you go that way. So that's kind of like the opening, like when you first walk in, and you're going to pick which way to go. That's interesting. And then I mentioned it earlier, the female monster Scarezone, the Demon Queens. It says, get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind. 4 merciless queens loyal to surreal rule, surrounded by hordes of fanatical followers. This to me sounds a little bit like the Dark Zodiac last year. I'm wondering if it's going to be in that same place where it's just a lot of people wondering. So I'm thinking that might be where that is, and that would make sense. And then the Swamp of the Undead is going to be that small area scare zone that is sort of down past the horror makeup show, as you kind of like walk through that little small area and head over to where E.T. is and the Simpsons land and things like that, or where the New Dreams Works land is. And that's in the backwaters of Louisiana. You unwittingly wander onto private property where you're swamped by zombies. So like it's a zombie thing. I think it's going to look cool. Seeing some of the stuff go up looks cool, but in the end, it's still zombies. Zombies are done a lot. So, I mean, it'll be fun to walk through. But the one that I'm looking forward to the most is Torture Fair. This is the one that's going to be over in New York. It says, come one, come all to Sinister's Renaissance Fair with the devious theme of medieval torture. Brave the gloriously gory homemade torture devices till you're put out of your misery. This sounds like a terrifying, horrible, scary Renaissance fair. So yeah, I'm down for that. And usually they always do really great scare zones in the New York area. So I don't have one that I'm really looking forward to. I don't have like a rankings, but that one I'm looking forward to the most. And then probably Enter the Blumhouse and Demon Queens after that. I mean, Swamp, I think it's going to be cool, but they're kind of zombies are overdone. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be different. I'm liking seeing some of the artwork coming up. I cannot wait to get that annual pass holder exclusive Mel's Die-In shirt. I'm going to be all about that thing. I like the new house shirt, the All 10 house shirt that came out. That's super cool. Got a little 80s, 90s punk horror vibe to it. I'm down. I love it. But my top 3 houses for sure: Slaughter Cinema at number 1, Ghostbusters number 2, and the Haunted Museum, as I call it, at number 3. So what do you think? Which houses are you looking forward to the most? Let me know your top 3, your top 5. Give me your top 10 down there in the comments. When are you going? Let me know. Talk to me. I love to talk about all this stuff with you guys. If you enjoyed this, I got so much. I got my normal theme park vlogging content coming from Universal and Disney, but I love to get on and talk this stuff. So chat with me in the comments, like, subscribe, ring the bell so that we can, expand American Vintage Adventures here. I'm going on 2 years now on the channel. So I really enjoy it, and it's something that I will always do because I love these theme parks, and HHN is like one of my favorite events ever. So if you want to help support the channel, a couple dollars here or there, it really helps. You can join below at my Patreon or here on YouTube. All that information is below right down there. It really does help me out, but I really appreciate you all so much. I have so much fun doing this. And until next time, have a great AVA day. This is Chase with American Vintage Adventures, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.